To another super chat live tarot reading experience. I'm wearing my wonderful cozy trapper hat. This hat makes me feel so so loved. It's like being pet. Like if you were a cat and you were just like being pet. That's what this hat makes me feel like. So anyways, this is the second time doing this with the super chats. And shout out to Marshall University. I got this shirt for free, but I do like it. It's a nice cozy hoodie. I'm very cozy today. I thank you to whoever gave me a thumbs up. Yeah, so what was I trying to say? Oh, it is a very rainy day. You can maybe see the rain. It seems like it's not raining right at this particular moment, but it will probably start again. We've had a lot of rain here recently where I live. Maybe I should do that. I can hide my saggy chin. It doesn't work. It doesn't close it enough. Yeah, so I'm going to eat my breakfast while I've eaten a little bit of my breakfast, but I made these little tortillas. They have pepperoni and cheese and mayo and barbecue sauce. But pretty tasty anyways. Yeah, I had recorded a pick a card reading and it happened to be raining, and a couple of people had commented that it was very soothing. Nice little ambiance of nature. I wrote a poem yesterday about the rain. It was called Petrichor. Petrichor is the term for the smell of rain, or the smell of pavement after rain. I think it can be defined in different ways, but it's a term that's used a lot in perfumery. So right now nobody's watching, but maybe someone is hearing this in the playback at some point. Who knows? It's very important information. I do occasionally get on these. Hello to whoever's watching. Feel free to chat. I am doing live readings, but is there anything you want to talk about, just go ahead. I occasionally get on these fragrance obsessions. Excuse me. Wow, everybody's going to want a tarot reading from me now. And even though this is like, you know, it's Bath and Body Works, but like they have some good scents, you know. Obviously, that's what they do. There's one right now that I'm really into. It's called Brightest Bloom. They have a lot of fragrances that to me are sort of hit and miss. It's like there's nothing special about this, but this is really nice. It says that the notes are lily of the valley, jasmine, sambac, garden carnations, and fresh cedar wood. Anyway, it's really pretty scent. I'll tell you the companies that I like fragrances from. I like Jo Malone. Tend to like her fragrances, so I like that style, that approach, you know, and very wearable, but sort of unique and wearable. And also there's this company called Nest. The first perfume of theirs that I got was Nest Indigo. And it's just a really cool perfume. We got 2 people watching. It's nice to see everybody. Yeah, until anyone orders a reading, we can just kind of chill, you know, and talk about whatever. I've got this cool trapper hat on. It's keeping me warm. And mostly it's just like very comforting, actually, because it's not that cold right now, actually. I don't know exactly what the temperature is at the moment, but it's not super cold. It's a little bit rainy. A little bit of a rainy, drizzly morning. We're supposed to have snow, a little bit of snow here on Thursday. I don't know if it will actually happen or not. So, who knows? Possibility of snow this week, though. But I am prepared with the warmness, including this trapper hat, but I've got other preparations to stay nice and toasty, which is my preference. Yeah, I was watching, oh man, I should have made notes. I wanted to mention this. Well, anyway, I was watching an astrology live stream. We've got 3 people watching right now. Yay. I was watching this astrology live stream, and I cannot think of the name of the guy's channel. Dang it. But anyway, he had on the Leo King, who is an astrologer, and they were talking about, it'll come to me in a moment, hopefully. But anyway, he had on the Leo King, and they were talking about Pluto and Aquarius. And the Leo King said something about this, which I had never thought about. Now, I have an astrology channel, Astro Hi-Fi, where I had done a whole video on Pluto Aquarius. So I thought I looked at it from all sorts of different angles, you know. But the Leo King mentioned something about it that I had not considered, which was that the internet, Aquarius, right, represents the internet, among other things, large, vast networks. The internet is going to be a place in which we cannot hide from our genuine selves. It's like that deep emotional intimacy, which is very Plutonic, is going to be something that we experience in these online spaces. So, which is very interesting because, you know, like normally the internet, yeah, it does connect us in terms of a network, but there's a sort of lack of emotional intimacy in a way, right? It distances us in an emotional sense. But he was saying with Pluto and Aquarius, that's not going to be the case anymore. And we're still at the very beginning of this transit, but like I feel like I can see what he means. You know, it's like the internet has become such an embedded part of our lives. It was a place before, you know, still you can go online and be anonymous or whatever, but it's like we have learned how to truly emotionally connect with each other online. So that Pluto and Aquarius is, I don't know, it's just making that the connections that we feel with people online are real, you know, like, I don't know how else to say it. He said it better than me. But anyway, I wish I could remember the name of the first guy's channel. And I cannot right now, but ooh, 8 people watching. Somebody chat to me. Just say something. You don't have to get a reading just to chat. I was saying a little bit here about Pluto and Aquarius, but you know, I always love to talk about astrology, whatever it may be. Now let me know what you all want to talk about. We could talk about the weather. We could talk about, I know everyone just wants to talk about the recent presidential election in the US, right? No, we're not going to go there. I really feel pretty neutral at this point. I don't care. Maybe that's controversial even. You feel neutral. 2 likes. Thank you for whoever gave me those likes. I'm sorry if you did not show up for the mukbang experience. I'm just eating my breakfast. That's a chit. We got 6 people watching. Hello, everyone. Somebody say something to me. I'm assuming it'll pop up here. Usually, for whatever reason, if I live stream and I have it vertically oriented, then the live chat, once people start talking, it just kind of stays up. If I orient it horizontally, it doesn't do that. I have to manually poke at the screen to get it to come up. So I think we're also in a Mercury retrograde. We're about to enter Mercury retrograde or something like that. Here's the thing. Mercury is retrograding very often. Like, some people really get like scared of it. Hello, Priyanka. But I'm like, why? It's happening like all the time. It's like getting scared of the rain. You know, like, sure, if it's raining, like sometimes it can make driving more difficult or whatever. I'm doing well, Priyanka. How are you doing? I'm actually feeling kind of cozy today. Just thought I would log in and live stream a little bit. How are you doing? What's going on with you? I'm glad you're doing well. What's the weather like where you are? We've got a little drizzly today. It's not raining right at the moment, but you can kind of see the raininess, rainy vibes. I kind of like it. Priyanka, since you're the first person to contribute to the live chat discussion, I'd be glad to give you a free tarot reading. So you can be the first and get free. So we can get the ball rolling if you want one. If not, that's fine. I've finished my breakfast now, which is great for all of us. Although I still have some in my Diet Dr. Pepper, which is making me burp. I apologize. I apologize. It is what it is. It's not that cold either, by the way. This hat I got for when it does get cold, and I tried it on yesterday for the first time, and it was like, oh, it just feels so cozy. It's like a hug. It's like a constant hug. I'm being hugged, and it feels nice. Good morning, Kurtie. Yes, I am doing well. I'm happy, I'm well, I'm in good spirits. I hope you are doing well as also. What's going on with you? And if anyone is not doing well, let's hope maybe we can talk it out and get to a better place. Priyanka, did you want, I don't know if Priyanka is still here, but nothing much is happening, Kurti. Sometimes that's for the best. Sometimes it's nice when there's not a whole lot going on. Although after a while, it just the normal routine. Well, it's nice to have a routine. What are some of your like routine things if you want to talk about them? If not, that's okay. Speaking of routine, I'm going to take my vitamins. I take vitamins every day, and I just recently put this habit tracker thing on my app on my phone, which makes it a lot easier. I was recording it in a paper planner, and then it's just easier to access my phone than the planner. Like I was put the planner away, and it's just like trying to sort through everything to get it again. Some days I would forget to pull it out, and then I would forget to take my vitamins. But I have 3 habits in my habit tracker: taking my vitamins, exercising, and doing a mindfulness meditation. Priyanka is saying that there are lots of tarot readers on YouTube, but only my readings resonated. Well, that's nice. I mean, I definitely appreciate that. I do feel, you know, I used to pray. This was even before I had a YouTube channel, when I was just doing readings from keen.com or whatever, or I used to pray that people who could, if I was the person who could best give them the answer, that these people could be guided to me or find me somehow. So, but I appreciate that. I have some readers that I watch who I really resonate with, and I don't know what it is. It's just like, you know, that person's energy just happens to be picking up what's going on with you. I don't know what it is, you know, because obviously the YouTube readings, the pick a card readings, you know, you're reading for a lot of different people. So what are the chances that people are going to tune in? It is pretty miraculous, I think, how it works, though, that the fact that so many people can get accurate readings from the same message. Yeah, but Priyanka, you were the first person to contribute to the live chat, and so I was going to give you a free tarot reading if you wanted, since we're still waiting for anyone to want to pay. You can get one for free if you have a question. I'd be glad to give you a reading here. I'm sorry for the burping, guys. I don't know. It's very professional. Yeah, go ahead. Take your time. Think of your question. If you already have it ready, go ahead and put it out there. Excuse me. I really like Shadow Play Tarot. It's a channel that I watch pretty frequently lately, and also Empowered Gems. She used to be called Tarot by Melissa, and now she goes by Empowered Gems. And then the other one is Shadow Play Tarot. So those two I watch a lot. Also kind of like Venus and Capricorn Tarot, although her readings are more like describing you or like how you affect people. And sometimes I like those type of readings, but she doesn't do a lot of like love connection type readings. And so that's kind of like what I watch Shadow Play and Empowered Gems for. Like understanding, like, how is the other person feeling? Where is this going? Blah, 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 blah. There is someone special who I've been talking to for a while, and I don't know. I mean, it's still kind of like not really sure where it's going, but I don't know. I feel like in a way, like we're close to each other in a way that I don't normally get, and yet it's been very slow getting there. I think in a way, like, that's better than when it's like happens all very quickly, and like You know, it's like getting too close to someone too soon or opening up too soon is maybe not great. Well, it's not like it's necessarily bad inherently, but I'm just saying, like, this is different. It's been very slow that we've sort of opened up and gotten closer, and I feel like we have had a lot of arguments though too. So I'm like, I don't know what that means. Like, is it good that we can work through arguments when we have them? Are we going to get to a point where we have fewer arguments? Like, I don't know what to think about that part of it. I'm just babbling, Priyanka. You can interrupt me at any time, or anyone else. But my readings come true. Priyanka says, okay. Okay. All right, I see your question here. Now, I will say something about predictions like this. Like, this is just my disclaimer about predictions. Unless something is destined, then things can turn out different ways. Like, nothing is really set in stone, because your choices will affect it, his choices will affect it, etc. Like, we can read the current energy and where it's pointing to. But most things in life are not actually destined. And that's because we have so much free will with which to influence our lives. And that's part of the point of living, is that we're meant to be empowered in our lives, to create our lives and to create outcomes for ourselves. If everything was destined, then what would be the point? You know, we would just be like a little puppet, and the strings of destiny would just be pulling us along every moment. But we're not puppets, although sometimes, you know, God intervenes in our lives and there is a sort of destiny. But let me tune in here to your energy and Prasenjit Singh. Priyanka and Prasenjit, is he her future spouse? Well, I am getting a yes. These are the cards. I'm getting 2 cards upright, so for me that's more of a yes. We get the 2 of Wands, the Princess of Swords, and the Tower reversed. There's something here, I'm getting the feeling of like determination. Like, this would come about because there's a strong sense of determination. People being willing perhaps to determine their own fates, both you and him. People being willing to make bold choices. Tell me more about this Tower reversed. Yeah. I feel his energy is that of someone who's very determined to live life on their own terms. He doesn't come through to me especially as a romantic. More about someone who sees life as a challenge. Life as a challenge that I will overcome. That's kind of the energy. And I kind of feel like both of you have that energy. Maybe that shared trait. Life is a challenge that I will overcome. Yeah, you both are like strong people who I think are very determined to create your own destiny. So yeah, I'm getting a yes. Is there any advice for her about this? The advice is the Devil card and the Death. Wow. I kind of feel like this is about understanding, all these cards look really cool together, all of those colors. As the advice, it's sort of like understanding the power that you hold through embracing your shadow. Not being afraid of being the quote-unquote bad guy. This is kind of like villain era. Like, when you embrace your villain era, you're living life on your own terms. And that allows you to be very powerful. This doesn't seem villain era in the sense that you're trying to hurt anyone, but it's also like, you know what? I'm not going to let society tell me what's right or wrong. I'm going to determine my own life and determine my own fate. Sometimes it might make you a little bit sad, you know, but at the same time, it's like it would make you sad not to determine your own fate as well. So it seems like the better option. It's like if I'm going to feel a little bit sad anyway, might as well live life on my own terms than to be sad and living my life on someone else's terms. Yeah, but there's definitely a willingness to embrace the shadow here, which I feel like your spirit guides in their advice to you, they're encouraging it. You have the wisdom to do that. Not everyone does. Not everyone has the ability to really embrace their shadow in the most positive way, but for you, it's like it's a sort of very solution oriented. I'm embracing my shadow and it's really helping me to pave the way forward and to get through very difficult times in life that, you know, other people might struggle more to get through. I get through it because I understand how the shadow operates. That's the energy I'm getting from you, Priyanka. Do I know Blackpink? I don't know. I know of the group, yeah. I know there's a song, I think it's called Kill This Love, that I like a lot. Jenny, how are you today? Why do you ask me about Blackpink? You're welcome, Priyanka. I hope that it helps. You're welcome. I'm doing well. It's starting to rain again. Can you all hear the rain sound? You can see it a little bit on the back window. Priyanka says, I want to say thank you. These days I'm into doing tarot readings. I have learned so many things from you. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad to be helpful. To go back into my astrology nerd, astrology freaks and geeks, my North Node is in Leo in the 6th house. So I do feel like doing tarot readings, having a platform that kind of puts me in the spotlight in a way. That's the Leo energy. And then the 6th house is like wanting to help people, wanting to be of service. So I feel like that Leo 6th house, or I guess the opposite of that would be like Virgo in the 5th house, but it's like an interesting combination when you combine Leo and Virgo energy of kind of like wanting to be special, wanting to be in the spotlight, wanting attention, but also like it's very service oriented at the same time. It's both humble and confident, I suppose. It's where my North Node is taking me. Because love Blackpink so much and I'm asking everyone, love you. Thank you. Yeah, well, I'm assuming you're a big fan of Jenny. I don't know all of their names. I think that Jenny might be the only name that I could even think of, actually, right off the top of my head. But I know it seems like she's a favorite of a lot of people. I don't know them well enough to have a favorite in the group or anything. But I do really like that song, Kill This Love. I think it's called Kill This Love or Let's Kill This Love. Something like that. But when I first saw that song, when it first came out, it really fit my mood at the moment. I was going through my twin flame experience, and I was like, so it was just like too much. I was like, oh my God, I need to kill this love. I don't want to have feelings for this person anymore. So fast forward to now, Something I've been thinking out a little bit lately is like how grateful I am that I'm not in that period anymore. It makes you a bit crazy to be in the whole twin flame thing. Yeah. And you think you could never get over this person. Thank God that I have. I mean, no offense to him. You know, hope he's doing well and everything. But do twin flames ever get married? I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, people who are twin flames, do they get married to each other? Maybe. I just know that, like, it seems that the twin flame experience is a very difficult experience where things do not go very smoothly. And the point of it seems to be more to ignite our spiritual potential or help us to grow or experience greater self-awareness and self-love and all of that, blah, blah, blah. But when we're in it, we think that it's about like, oh my God, I have to be with this person. And that usually that's the part that doesn't work out. You know, I'm not trying to speak everybody's truth or act like I know everything about it, but I do think that the twin flame experience is more about upgrading us. And you did a concert with your friends in school and you love all their songs. That's really cool. Which of their songs is your favorite? Do you have a favorite Blackpink song? So if there is anyone watching who wants to Snapchat me and get a tarot reading, you can do that at any time. I'm going to live stream at least for a couple of hours and see. The other day I did this and I had several people wanting readings. Almost couldn't fit everybody in, but it did take a while for the ball to get rolling. So, you know, maybe that's part of it. If not, it's fun to sit around and chat anyways. I'm going to use a nicotine vape. I'm a bad influence, but I will say this. It's kept me from doing other things that are worse for me, because when I use THC, which I've been sober from for over 6 months now, it really spirals me and it keeps me depressed, but I also, like, I get so compulsive with it. Like, I am just like stoned all the time when I use it, which is why it's best for me not. But using nicotine, I think I really kind of started that to help me cope and not use the THC. So I understand that nicotine is bad. I know that. I think eventually I'll cut this out as well. Jenny says, no, I don't, because I love all of them, but for now I can say Lovesick Girls. Okay, I'll have to look that up. I don't think I've heard that song, Lovesick Girls, but it's a cool title. I want to do super chat, but there is some technical issue. I'll be back with an update of my bank app. Okay, that sounds good. I'm using my old phone, which at least it's good for something. Like, I use it for the timer now. This trapper hat is so cozy. Makes me think of a Goofy movie, though. Right? Do you see that? I got these lightning bolt earrings recently at Ye Olde Wally World. Yeah. Mercury retrograde. It's like, listen, problems, issues, setbacks, it's part of life. It's part of life. Mercury retrograde just reflects that. All right. Like, life ain't perfect. I look so good. Thank you. Thank you, Jenny. I look like a Goofy movie. Which is okay. Now it has stopped raining again. Does anybody have any favorite astrologers that they watch on YouTube or other platforms, I guess? I have quite a few. Like, I suck sometimes at remembering names. There's this guy called Sparkles of Gold Astrology. He's kind of fun. I forget people's names is the issue. Cam White. Listen to Cam White sometimes. Like, I don't know if I think he's an interesting person to listen to. I don't know if I always feel like his predictions for what's going to be happening that week are necessarily accurate, and yet somehow, because he's a Leo, it is sort of captivating just to listen to him. But, and, there's a woman, Something in Truth Astrology. Hello! I'm doing okay, Petchploy. I hope you are doing well. Were you purchasing a reading? And if so, what did you want? Oh, it says it's your first super on a live stream. Yay! And you purchased it for my live stream. Yay! Oh, I can heart your super chat. That's cool. So what did you want to ask about, Petchploy? Usually I'm more talkative. I don't know what's up with me today. I think it's the rain. It's like washing my mind free, washing my throat chakra free. Aw, thank you. Hey, I do have a coffee, which I'm going to tap into here in a moment. It's pretty decent. It's just like canned coffee, you know? But that's really nice of you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That is so kind. You know, I do be loving my coffee. I do be needing my coffee. Coffee is a necessity. I didn't used to be a coffee drinker. I can't remember exactly when. Well, I do know. I was working at a call center, and it was like shift work, and they had free coffee available all the time. Oh, wow, we've got 10 people watching. Hop into the live chat, folks, even if you're not buying a reading. Right now, we're just chatting and talking. And anyways, I worked at this call center where they always had free coffee, and sometimes I would be scheduled. They would schedule people for different shifts, like sometimes day shifts, sometimes third shifts, sometimes bloody, you know, it was, I'm busy this morning, but definitely want to follow up. Hey, well, you can always order readings from my website, and then I probably will be doing this again. with the live stream readings, so just check back when you can. But yeah, I think that's when I started drinking coffee. Just the need for the caffeine plus the availability. It was nice that they always had it for free. Like, we had to brew it, but they always had it available. And for us to brew. And it was always brewed. You know, as soon as it ran out, somebody would be brewing some more. But yeah. And then, like, I guess, like, iced coffees, generally speaking, have, like, kind of become more popular over the last few years. Like, there's this whole, like, coffee phenomena. I don't know. I guess I've kind of gotten into that a little bit. I did try, speaking of these, like, canned coffees, Emma Chamberlain, she's a YouTuber. I really don't know much about her, but she has her own coffee brand now. That's her merch, is coffee. And I got some of hers at YouTube. They're, or not at YouTube, at Walmart, and they were pretty good. There was a cinnamon one, and I think the other one was mocha. You're working on your first coffee this morning. It's a small joy in the morning. Yeah. This works well for me because I'm not American. I don't have PayPal either. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, to pay via PayPal, you can use a debit card or credit card as well. You don't have to even have a PayPal account. It does give you the option to pay using credit or debit. But I'm glad at least you can get a reading with me this way, and it works well. I know for me, sometimes when I figure out how to make something work, I just stay with what works instead of trying to, like, problem solve something that I'm not as familiar with. But so, Tress, how do you like your coffee? We don't have Cash App or the other easy ones. Yeah, Cash App is, like, super easy. It doesn't get much easier than Cash App. So I'm sure eventually they'll expand, though. It's probably just a matter of time before they expand. Cream and sugar for you. Yeah, me too. I kind of like a little flavor sometimes. Like a flavored creamer, or I don't know. But a lot of times I do instant coffee. I'll show you my favorite instant coffee. You know, because I'm in my car, so I don't have anything to brew coffee with. Can I find it? This Cafe Bustelo. This is so good. For a long time, since I've been in my car, I got this once. I'd never had it. I just needed some instant coffee. And so I bought it, and I loved it. And then for, like, months, it wasn't there. And then maybe last month, I finally found it again. So you can see I'm kind of getting to the end of this jar. I have, like, this much left in it. But then I'll have a nice big glass jar. I could do some sort of jar spell with this. It used to say where it was from, and I think this is Cuban, but now it says Orville, Ohio. So maybe they were bought out by, it says the J.M. Smucker Company, Orville, Ohio. So I wonder if they were bought out by Smuckers. Maybe that's why they weren't on shelves for a while. But I don't know. Is Cafe Bustelo, is it Brazilian or is it Cuban? I feel like it's one of those. I think Cuban. Yes, hazelnut. I like hazelnut too. What flavor is your fave? I drink instant because the water where I live is gross. It's fine for cooking, but I can't make a decent cup of drip coffee. What flavor? I mean, I would say hazelnut until recently. I don't know, but the hazelnut creamer that I've been using, it's like the little cups of it, like the individual cups. I got to put in my instant coffee. It's just not hitting. I don't know if my flavor preferences are changing. I like a good vanilla or a sweet cream flavor. I really like cinnamon. I feel like cinnamon is not as easy to come across in creamers, but like I do like it as a flavor in coffee. I think it's a good combination. Chocolate is always nice. I guess I like a lot of flavors. But maybe cinnamon. For a while I was putting nutmeg in my coffee because I was going to these events at the library, and they had this Spice Club event where we learned all about nutmeg. And I went out and I was like experimenting with what you could put nutmeg in, and I was just like pouring it in my coffee. So this one has some good magical uses, I think, for spell work. Here is my nutmeg. It's a very earthy flavor. I can see why it's usually combined with like cinnamon and allspice though, because on its own, it's a little bit, I mean, it's just very earthy, but it is not, it's like there's something missing. So anyway, apple pie spice mix, I think, is nutmeg, cinnamon, and allspice, maybe, or clove. Maybe it's clove that it's combined with. I can't remember. Libraries are awesome for classes and workshops. Yes, they are. I did, I can't reach it back there, but hey, Trace is back. Yeah, for Halloween, we did these little dolls that you could paint, and then there were these little faces. Mine was a moon face. It's like a pin that you would pin at the top of it. It's hanging back here in my car. I can't reach it. Maybe you can kind of, whoops, I don't want to accidentally end the live stream. You can see it hanging there, right here. Can't see it very well, but anyway. It's a little Halloween doll that I painted at the library. And then I went to this Sasquatch presentation recently, which was interesting. I live in Kentucky, and I did not even know this, but there's a guy who started the Kentucky Sasquatch Research Organization or something along those lines. And he goes around and he interviews people who've had Sasquatch experiences, and anyway, does different kinds of research and whatever, and goes and tries to look for Sasquatch and whatever. But that was at the library. There was a big audience for that too. They show movies a lot also. I haven't been to any of the movies at my library, but you're right. It is a really great resource for sure. Okay, this is around $5 American. Not sure the exact. That's fine. It sounds good to me. I'm going to send my question and come back later. You talked about that in your last live. People are so interesting. So, Tress, do you want me to go ahead and answer it now or wait until you come back? Just make sure you put like all of your questions, you know, because you've got like 10 minutes of time. So, I have a really severe anxiety disorder. This is a follow-up to my last question. I'll ask now. I have an appointment, so I'll be a couple hours. I'm sure you want me back. Okay. Okay, yeah. That's fine. It once the live stream is over, it does take a while. Sometimes many hours. It might not be until tomorrow that it's back up online, but I will answer it very thoroughly so that when you can access this again, you'll be able to see your answer. And the timestamp is about 50 minutes in. So when you come back and watch it, scroll forward about 50 minutes to that part of the video. Okay, I'm going through this situation with C. How do I get through it while preserving my mental health? Will I be okay on the other end? Will people see who he is and what he did? Okay. I feel like I remember you asking about C. You asked about this the other day, right? Okay. Well, I'll be praying for you as well, in addition to the tarot reading. Fetch ploy. I worked as a part-time barista while I was at uni in Sydney, so I became a coffee addict. A coffee lover, actually. I'm off to bed. It's 10 p.m. in Thailand. Have a good one. Well, sleep well. Have sweet dreams. All right. We are bonding today, all of us, our love for coffee. Said he was a parasite energy crazy because he called me a parasite to one of my friends. Classic projection. Classic projection. Okay, let me tune into Trace and see. How do I get through it while preserving my mental health? Will I be okay on the other end? Will people see who he is and what he did? Okay. All right. So the first thing I get for you, Tress, is thank you. I appreciate that, Tress. The first thing in terms of how to get through it is, you kind of have to be there for yourself first and foremost. We have the Princess of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. It's almost like you have to trust yourself before you can expect that from anyone else. You have to be supportive of yourself before you can expect it from anyone else. And sometimes when we go through situations like this, we distrust ourselves. We wonder at some level, did I do something to deserve this, or blah, 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 So I feel it's like being a comforting friend to yourself in a way. Being there for your own emotions, being present for your own emotional experience, almost like being a counselor or a guide to yourself. Then we have the Empress. Like, I think really showing up in a loving way to yourself and having self-worth and valuing yourself. So work on valuing yourself, which is one of those things like we have to constantly flex it, right? It's like a muscle we have to flex. Okay, and you're saying you're working on self-trust in therapy, so that's great. So sometimes when we're already doing what our spirit guides are suggesting, it's just a confirmation, of course, that that's the right path and that you're doing the right thing. And, these things, like I was just saying, it's like a muscle. We have to keep flexing it, right, to get stronger in our ability to have self-trust and our ability to be there for ourselves, to be emotionally supportive of ourselves, but show up for yourself first is the first part of what I'm getting here. And the second part of it is like taking it step by step, day by day, right? One step at a time, one day at a time. When we're in situations that are very anxiety inducing. There's that flight or fight response that makes us want to, we're just like, oh my God, can I just leap ahead to the next chapter and get out of this chapter? Because this chapter is so anxiety inducing, but we can't. The only way to get to the next chapter is step by step, page by page. You know what I mean? So we have this Two of Pentacles, which is, you know, it's interesting. How do we feel safe enough to take the next step when we know that there is danger afoot, right? There's a little snake here. This guy, he has an awareness that he has to be cautious and careful. And I think you do as well. You're like, okay, this has been really anxiety inducing, and, you know, like that being afraid to take the next step because you're like, when is the next shoe going to drop, is real. It's very real. But your spirit guides are saying, like, try to find, if you can find the next foothold, that's all you need to find, right? When someone is climbing a mountain, that's all they need as well. You just find that one next foothold, and then you stay there and secure yourself until you can get the next foothold, right? Eventually you'll be at the top of a mountain. So right now you're metaphorically climbing a mountain. This is not an easy situation, but if you take it step by step, yes, there are potential dangers along the way, but that doesn't mean that there aren't still safe footholds, right? You're going to get to the top of the mountain. Just find the next foothold. The next, I keep repeating myself, but, and, you know, like we have the Three of Swords. So it's like honor the fact that it hurts. You do rock climb. Okay. So that's an especially good metaphor for you. So you know about finding the next foothold. How will things be on the other end when we get through it? Between you and C, well, it's not going to be easy. I mean, the Five of Pentacles does show, I think that the two of you will still be involved in each other's lives in some way. Maybe there are things, did you say that you were parents together? I can't remember, but like, I feel like he will still be in your life in some way, but it's, I would say the interaction is still not great. It's not like, yay, I get to interact with C today. You know what I mean? I think that you would probably prefer not to interact with him. I think basically C will benefit from the fact that you are someone who does the right thing, and you will benefit from avoiding C as much as possible. That's what it means. Like, no, I mean in life. Oh, I mean not between us, but in my life. He still tries to control me through our child. I just want to move on. Oh, okay. Well, I thought you said we. When we get through it. Okay. So how will things be for you on the other side? Well, Seven of Cups and the Judgment card. I think that you're opening doors of possibility for yourself. You're opening options, but like that process of choosing the best way to level yourself. I mean, the Judgment card shows you being able to level yourself up and to find the next phase of your life, which is an improvement over what you've been experiencing. But it's not easy. The path to this leveling up process is not easy. So I wish I could give you a fairy tale and be like, oh, you're going to ride off into the sunset, but it isn't really riding off into the sunset. Or if you are riding off to into the sunset, it's like you're doing it with a few bruises and wounds that you're still nursing as you ride off into the sunset. But one of the things that I think you will learn and experience on the other side of this, Trace, is how to really be loved and like what love actually is. So I think, strangely enough, you've been bruised a little bit by this, but you will find the sweetness of love. Someone will be there to love you very sweetly. Someone who understands that you've been through a lot because they've been through a lot as well. Someone who cares about the fact that you've been through a lot. And someone who understands that you're very strong and independent and they can't do everything for you. But what they can do for you is be sweet and kind to you, which they will. So I do see emotional support coming from another person on the other side of it. What I also see is you, it's like kind of like after a storm. If you think of this, what you're going through with C as a sort of storm, after the storm has cleared, there's sort of a refreshed energy. Like, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Oh, that's great. I was just thinking of this song yesterday. Yeah, it's not like there will no longer be obstacles in your life, and even to some degree, C might be an obstacle, but kind of a background obstacle. You know, you have to interact with C sometimes, but you can see clearly now the rain has gone. There's been a healing. There's been a clearing and a healing, and the obstacles don't seem as daunting because you understand how best to approach them, whether it's obstacles in other areas of life or anything that might have to still do with him. You can see clearly now the rain is gone. You can see all obstacles in my way and your way. You know, I'm not going to lie and tell you that you're never going to have anxiety again after this, because I do feel like that's going to be a continued difficulty that you have. Anxiety and depression might be kind of long-term issues even after this is over, because it's like the after effects of what you've experienced, you know. And maybe even if you hadn't had this experience with him, you would have still struggled with anxiety and depression. But I still feel like that's going to be part of your journey, and like, I'm just not trying to sugarcoat it. So what do your guides want to say to you about that? I think they want to remind you how strong you are. You know, we're always going to face challenges in life, and challenges are not fun, you know. And when we come across a challenge and we're also struggling with depression and or anxiety, then that challenge is even more challenging, isn't it? So let's acknowledge that. But you also will be experiencing moments of calm and content, and so it's not going to be anxiety all the time. Like, there are moments when things will be calm and peaceful. I see periods of peacefulness mixed with moments where you feel a little bit more anxious. And those periods of peace will help to sustain you and ground you so that you can deal with the moments of anxiety when they come up. But you will be having periods of both. I think in general, you will be making good decisions about your life. You'll be knowing, you'll be making great decisions. Your decision-making capabilities after this are great. Like, you can see the pitfalls ahead of time. You're making great decisions for yourself in the aftermath of this. Let me scroll back and see what all you had asked in your question. How do I get through it while preserving my mental health? Will I be okay on the other end? Will people see who he is and what he did? So you will be okay, but realistically, there will be times when you still have anxiety. And then there will be times when you have peace. And then the timer just went off. But you also asked, like, will people see who he is? So I'm going to pull a 3-card yes or no. So this is probably not, I mean, I'm sure this is not the answer that you want. We have 3 reversed cards. So this is a no. People will not see that. And I think it is because C has the ability to be very manipulative. Page of Wands reversed and Page of Cups reversed. Or Prince of Wands in this deck. You know, this is clarified by the Sun. Like, he knows how to turn on the charm. He knows how to manipulate people through what appears like warmth and kindness and innocence. He knows how to put forth that facade. He knows how to present himself as the one who's trying to make everything better. Yeah, he knows how to present himself as benevolent. Will there be anyone who sees through him other than Tres? Yes. So there will be some people who do, but I would say, like, if you're expecting everybody to see it, no. There will be lots of people who definitely will not see who he really is, and then there will be some people who do, and these are probably the people who are closest to you and have more of your side of the story. So the people who really you're close to and have your side of the story, they will understand who C really is. And they will understand that the facade that C puts out is a falsehood and that his behavior was very unjust. But those are going to be the only ones who see it. People who you're not very close to, people who haven't gotten to hear your side of the story, those people are not going to understand who he truly is. And what do your spirit guides want to tell you about that? About the fact that there are going to be some people who don't. Sail on, princess. You can't just be worried about how other people see him. You know, it sucks. It sucks because he's probably going to pull other people into nonsense as well. But, you know, the last thing you wrote here was, I just want to move on. And you got it. That's the mindset you got to have. Whether other people see it or not, you still are moving on. You still can move on with a force, and you'll move forward more forcefully and more easily if you're like, whatevs. Some people aren't going to see it, and that's okay. It's not going to harm me. It's not going to hold me back that not everybody sees it. Be emboldened by the fact that a few people who are very close to you will. And other than that, let it go. You got to let it go. I'm not saying it's easy, but that's what's going to propel you forward and allow you to move on, which is what you are wanting to do. So if what you want to do is to move on, you have to let go of the fact that not everybody is going to see the truth of him. All right, so that was your reading, Trace, and I hope that it was helpful. We're still open here for other readings if anybody wants one. Let me see what time it is, 10:21. I have an appointment myself at 1, so I've got still plenty of time. Probably stay on here for maybe another 2 hours, maybe, perhaps. 1 hour, 2 hours, depends on what happens. But anyways, if anyone else is wanting a reading, I'm here. Or if you just want to chitty chat, we can do that as well. Chitty, 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 tat. Maybe I'll do a reading for myself. What do I need to know right now? Ooh, the World card and the Chariot. The world is my oyster, and I'm off to get it. Oh, really, spirit guides? Tell me more. Tell me more, tell me more. The Seven of Swords. I am a woman of mystery. I am a woman of intrigue who lives life on the edges of society, who maneuvers around problems in ways that other people don't even understand or realize. Yeah. I feel like they're wanting to tell me something about this guy that I'm with, because, like, this is the vibe. It's like we go through these periods, we get on thin ice with each other, and then, like, I'm just like, I'm over it, and then it's like he's more interested when I'm almost over it. I feel like they're saying in a way, like, maybe it's almost like that sort of distance, or that sort of almost distance, is even more comfortable for me as well. Like, to hold it at arm's length is less painful or less scary. Like, I think that both he and I, like, are a bit scared of the old emotional intimacy. Yeah, he gets defensive and he gets passive aggressive because, and I feel like the spirit guides are telling me the reason that he does this. Is anyone still here? I mean, it says that people are watching, but the live chat is like stuck. I don't see anyone else. Somebody say something, so that I know that the live chat is at least working. But I guess he gets defensive because he feels, hello, Curty, thank you so much. Gets defensive because with this Seven of Pentacles, hello, Stephen. Still listening, but getting ready to go. Maybe he's afraid of being a failure, afraid of failing the relationship. Tell me more about this Seven of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Afraid, something about, like, he gets defensive because I seem to have more control of the situation. I'm wearing the pants with this Strength card, and that makes him defensive because, in a way, he likes the fact that I'm wearing the pants because maybe it makes him feel a little bit like he's being taken care of. Like, I'm taking care of things by being in charge, taking the lead. But at the same time, it makes him feel defensive. I do feel like, you know, sometimes it feels like to me that I'm, like, taking on more of the masculine energy and he's taking more of the feminine energy, which I don't mind. Like, I don't mind it with him. Maybe I would mind it with someone else. With him, for whatever reason, I don't mind it. But we have a lot of synastry in my 8th house, and my 8th house is Libra. And his moon and Venus are in the sign of Libra, so they're in my 8th house. Moon and Venus, very important in synastry. But so I feel like my spirit guides are saying, like, he is also, like, kind of seeing the long-term potential here. Just explaining maybe why he gets defensive. what I'm trying to figure out is, like, we were texting the other day, he did a laughing emoji. It was during a kind of quarrel that we were having, and I don't understand why he was laughing. Because I was saying I don't bond with people very easily, but I bonded with him. And he did the laughing emoji. And I suspected that what he meant by that was that he's like, oh, but you do bond with other people easily. But he's too timid to actually come out and say that, because that would show, if he said it directly, it would show jealousy. And now I'm pulling the Three of Cups. So it does kind of feel like that. Is it jealousy or no? Yeah, but when I'm asking if it's jealousy or no that made him say that, like I'm getting a no, is it because he feels that I have bonded with someone else or no? No. So what is the Three of Cups saying? I don't know. See, I'm still confused. I do readings for myself and I get confused sometimes. Been confused about this conversation for a while. Yes, everything is doing well, Stephen. I hope that you're doing well. What's going on in your neck of the woods? What kind of weather are you having? We're obviously having rainy weather where I'm at. I'm going to open my canned coffee. This is all right. I like this brand because it comes in a 4-pack rather than purchasing them individually. The canned coffees are convenient for the car, but I do also do the instant coffee, which I was talking about before. Just mix it up in a water bottle. Yeah, I don't understand why he was giving me the laughing emoji, and I can't figure it out for the life of me. And if I asked him, he wouldn't say. I also use the instant coffee, currently using Castello, just like you. Cafe Bustelo. I bet you were trying to type that in and it changed it. I hate it when you type something in and it changes what you're doing, but yeah, Cafe Bustelo. It is really good. I definitely feel like it is substantially better. Like, you know, before this I had a thing of Folgers. It's like, it's fine. I didn't dislike the Folgers, but like, I don't know what it is about this, but it is so much better. It's also strong. I got a little jar of instant coffee at Dollar Tree once, and it was so weak. It's like I had to use like a third of the jar just for it to taste like anything. But this is good. It's nice and strong and always pure and flavorful like no other. It's true. It is. Has a wonderful flavor and a strong flavor. I want to taste my coffee when I get a coffee. I do also sometimes get the, at McDonald's, they have, if you use the app for just $1, you can get a large iced coffee. And those, I feel like the coffee flavor could be stronger. I think recently they've changed it so it does seem like it tastes a little bit more coffee-y. But sometimes I even get it without the cream in it because I just want to taste the coffee flavor more strongly. But those are decent for $1. It's like a huge ass. Sorry to curse, but it's like huge for just $1. I mean, for $1, I would say it's worth it. You get a large at Starbucks and it's like $6. And not even as big as the large at McDonald's, so. Yeah, just doing my own reading while I'm waiting for anybody else. But I'm not sure sometimes if it's good for me or if it's not, this thing that I've got going with this guy. Like, is it good for either of us? I don't know. Sometimes it feels like it's like the most healthy and sane that I've had, which is, you know, hasn't been great so far. So like not a lot of competition there, but yeah, I can't figure him out sometimes. Cannot figure him out. I should have written down some notes about the Mercury retrograde or whatever. I don't know if anyone saw this in my intro because, well, nobody was watching at the moment. So you probably popped in at some point after I said this, but I saw something on a astrology podcast. This guy had on the Leo King astrologer, and he was talking, well, they were all talking about Pluto in Aquarius, but the Leo King was talking about Pluto in Aquarius being a time when we will connect and bond with each other and have like this kind of very genuine bonding experience, because that's the Pluto part of it, through the internet in a way that we have not before, which I thought was interesting, you know, like I had not thought of it. Like the internet is something that sort of keeps us at a distance. It makes us feel like we can say and do things. Yay, Stephen! I'd be glad to do a reading for you, and congrats on your first super chat on a live stream, and the fact that you gave your first super chat on my live stream. That's amazing. So you paid $20. So I don't know how many minutes you're wanting. We'll put it that would give you up to 40 minutes. I don't know if you want a full 40-minute reading. That's a lot of me yapping at you, but if you want 40 minutes, you can. I'll put it at 40 minutes, and you know what? If we're done before 40 minutes, then that is fine. But yeah, do you have questions, Stephen? I do better with questions. You know, I'm not against doing a reading where you're not asking. Okay, it doesn't have to be so long. Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and put that on the timer, you know, just so we know. But if we end earlier than that, then that's fine. I do better with questions, or at least some area of life, you know, but if not, we can do just an open-ended reading and see what your spirit guides, or we can do some combination. We've got plenty of time to work with. Nothing specific. Okay. Well, let's just see what your spirit guides want to talk to you about. Tuning into Stephen B. So just psychically, sort of clairvoyantly, even before I pull any cards, I'm getting something about fun and athleticism. Like, I'm seeing like playing sports for fun. Something about an injury. Have you ever had an injury from playing sports, or like avoided playing sports because of fear of an injury or something like that? I think that your spirit guides are saying you are someone who needs to balance. Never been a fan of playing sports, but I feel that your spirit guides kind of want you to get out there and balance out the use of your mind with the use of your body. So if it's not sports specifically, like some sort of athleticism or like exercise that is fun to you, that part is important, that it needs to be fun to you. That there's a need to balance. Yeah, I mean, I've already said it. Like, you're good at using your mind. You're also good at using your body, and you need to be balancing both. So maybe what they're saying with that accident is that you could be, when you exercise, you would be avoiding potential disaster, because I have the Tower reversed. Like, it's good for your health to be finding some way of exercising that is fun to you. It shouldn't be like something you hate doing. It should be something that's fun. But in any case, let's move on. So this is why I like it when people ask specific questions, because then, like, you know, random stuff just comes up. They're also talking about a time when you may be moved on from a group of people. Like, they're talking about, I think, a previous friend group that maybe you don't spend time with anymore. And they're talking about the fact that you still matter to these people, or like you're significant to these people. You don't have to be actively involved in this group of friends' lives, these people that you've moved on from, in order for you to you have a significant place in their life still. Yeah, like you are a very special person to these people. Anything more to say about that? So just something your spirit guides wanted you to know. I'm going to try more of the just tuning in and see what I pick up psychically, like clairvoyantly. Okay, I keep seeing things about Target, the store Target, reminding me of Target. I don't know. Like, what is it about Target? King of Pentacles. Have you worked at Target or have you shopped? This is a very random reading. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I do so much better when there are specific questions. I don't even know if you're watching anymore, Steven. I'm getting something about Target. And when I asked the cards about Target, anything in love, I need you to be specific. Like, what do you want to know about love? Is there a specific person you want to ask about? Because I'm very good at being an emotional empath. I can tune in and read people's emotions very easily, but I need like a first name or an initial. If there's not a specific person, then what are you wanting to know? Like when you will meet the next person, what do you want to know? Orion is the name of the person you're interested in. And who is this to you? Is it a friend? Is it someone you're dating? Oh, well, that's okay. We will get through it together. But like, it is like, for example, if you went to the doctor, you'd have to give the doctor some sort of information. You can't just go in there and like sit and just like hope the doctor can tell you what to do or what's wrong or whatever. Yeah, tarot readers and psychics in general are not omniscient. We can't know everything. Like, we do have to have a little bit of information, so, but it's okay. So who is Orion to you, and what are you wanting to know about Orion? Okay, guy you've been crushing on for a while, all right. You want to know like how he's feeling, what the potential is, that type of thing. Do either of you work at Target? Do you ever see him at Target? I don't know why Target, the store Target, was coming up. Okay. He works next door. Okay. So do you talk to Orion? I mean, what I'm getting is the Temperance card and the Ace of Swords. I feel a couple of things here. First of all, Orion is aware of some sort of cultural difference between the two of you. And, yeah, and likes that cultural difference. Some sort of cultural difference. Could be speaking a different language, being from a different country, different socioeconomic backgrounds, but some different race or ethnicity. But some sort of cultural difference that Orion is aware of, and Orion likes that. Orion likes connecting with someone who is of a different cultural background in some way and sees you as maybe exemplifying aspects of a culture that Orion in particular thinks is like a great culture. But at the same time, like, I think he's afraid to bring it up or like mention this cultural difference, despite the fact that he is aware of it. Like maybe he's afraid of saying the wrong thing or something. But like, if the two of you have had a chance to speak to each other, Orion does feel a sort of intellectual connection to you and likes talking to you. He feels that the two of you seem to get along very well. You make Orion feel an awareness of being good at his work and like a desire to be good at his work. I do feel that Orion does also have a crush on you. And it brings up a whole lot of different emotions. Not necessarily easy emotions always, because like sometimes it's like overwhelming emotions. Okay, he comes in for his daily drinks at a coffee shop. I feel like he wants to talk to you more. This is the shared energy, the Eight of Swords. So I think that is the shyness, like where the two of you both kind of are interested in talking more, but like kind of not sure how to go about it. But yeah, like there is a strong, it's a mutual intrigue. You know, Orion is also very intrigued by you. And Orion sees you as the Emperor. And the Seven of Pentacles. Like Orion sees you as someone who's very confident, who maybe hasn't reached his full potential, Stephen. So Orion sees you as someone who's very confident, very capable, good leadership capabilities, but he also feels like you probably have not reached your full potential, that you have much further to get in life. And I feel like Orion very much admires you. And he sees himself similarly, you know, like I'm capable of so much more than what I've currently achieved. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I would say like Orion definitely acknowledges as well as you that there is a mutual attraction. But I mean, basically, I would say like he doesn't really know how to navigate it. For one thing, there's a lack of privacy. Like there's a desire for privacy. Like, well, if only we had a moment to talk to each other like in private and get to know each other in that way, because it's almost like with other people around, he can't really relax. And I think there's a little bit too much concern about what other people would think. There just hasn't been enough opportunity for conversation. I think he wishes the two of you could get closer and talk more. What's the advice of your spirit guides when it comes to Orion? We have the Strength card, so, and then the Six of Swords. Like, I think it's like, go ahead and continue to be confident. Like, be bold. Make a bold move, and it will be positive. Like, continue to talk and whatnot. What's the potential outlook for the two of them? Like, where is it headed? I think it might be likely that it stays at this level where you're interacting when he comes in at the coffee shop, you know, like interacting in the place of business. But it still feels nice. I don't know. Like, I don't necessarily see the two of you getting to the point of dating or either of you even asking each other out, but it's like it feels nice to be admired, and he does admire you. It feels nice to have a mutual crush, you know what I mean? But yeah, he definitely finds you to be very attractive, both in your looks and your personality. If you haven't actively tried to make eye contact, like make eye contact and hold it, like an intense look, like this King of Wands, like I feel like that would be a good experience. I don't know, just like making that prolonged, intense gaze, intense eye contact. But yeah, I mean, I could be wrong. I don't necessarily see it becoming like a relationship or really, but it is enjoyable for what it is, you know? Like a mutual crush type of acquaintance. level thing. I feel like if the two of you were to come into contact in some other context where it could be a little bit more personal, then you all would be like really great friends. I think it would probably be friends first. It's really, I think the major issue here is that the context in which the two of you met is one where you're required to be kind of professional, and it just doesn't allow you the opportunity to get to know each other as much as you would like on a personal basis. But that's really the only thing preventing the two of you from getting really close and getting to know each other really well is just the context, you know. Ow. Oh, it hurt my knee. All I did was stretch my leg out and it hurt. Ooh. Ouch. Oh. Let's see in general what your spirit guides want you to understand about your love life. What's in store for you? Strength. I feel... Okay, this is TMI, but like, I feel like... How do I say this? I think I do see in your future a very satisfying... a very satisfying love life. I mean, we have the Lover's card and the Strength card, but it's like, it's passion, satisfying passion, like physical closeness and warmth with someone. So there is someone that I see this happening with coming up in your future of, it's not just that you have the attraction and the feelings for each other, but like the physical passion is really, really nice. You know, it's very warm. The physical intimacy, we'll say. There's really great physical intimacy with this person that I see you connecting with. Is this someone you already know or not? This is someone that you already know. Have you already been intimate with this person? Yes. You're going to be physically intimate with someone, again, that you have been in the past. Is it someone who is still around or no? Kind of, maybe. I see a continuation of intimacy with someone that you've already been involved with. That's what I see, and I see it being really nice. How has it been before this? The Hermit. I feel like there's been physical intimacy with someone, and you're going to have that intimacy with this person again, but like, maybe the two of you haven't really had the opportunity to be around each other as much. This is not Orion. This is someone else. That you're going to have physical intimacy with someone again that you've had it with before, and it will be really nice. When will this next physical intimacy happen? 3 weeks or less or more? So I would say about 3 weeks from now. This is how I do my timing. I pick a time and I decide, is it less or more? So the 3 weeks that I originally picked is the stronger card. It could be 3 weeks or less, because that card is reversed. So in 3 weeks or less, I see you having physical intimacy that's really enjoyable, a really nice bonding experience with someone. Yeah, that leaves you walking away feeling really glowy, like I see you glowing and being happy. And I see the two of you kind of after this, like trying to figure out, okay, what does it mean? Like, what do we want out of this? And kind of looking to the future with each other, trying to figure it out. A little bit of feeling of uncertainty in the longer term aftermath. In the immediate aftermath, you're just like glowing and happy. But then it's kind of like, okay, so what does it mean? What does it mean for us? Where are we going? And, you know, that, I think that will lead to a little bit of uncertainty that the two of you have to walk through. What's the advice for that? Well, you should at least like open up and talk to this person about, do we want to have a relationship? Like you definitely need to like openly have that conversation and not beat around the bush, because that's going to get you to that answer faster. Is this someone that you have the potential of having a partnership with, but the two of you are going to kind of have to talk it out and kind of agree on what you think is best? Okay. Could we shift a career? I was recently offered a job and... Yes, we can definitely shift. Oh gosh, I was recently offered a job and from one day to the next it fell through. Okay. Why did that happen? So what are you wanting to know about it? Otherwise, I'm just going to be coming up with my own questions here. What are you wanting to know about it? I think for one thing, you are capable of so much more than this. This job was beneath you. Okay, that's what I was going to ask. So good, we're on the same page. It wasn't the right job for you, for one thing. Like, we have strength in the Five of Pentacles. Like, maybe you've heard the saying, rejection is a form of protection. Like, this job rejected you, but it was for your best because it was beneath you. Like, there's something better. You need to be aiming higher than whatever this job was. Yeah, so I would say get back up on the bicycle and aim higher. You know, like really open the doors to your options here. Don't limit yourself. Don't allow it to make you pessimistic. Instead, turn it around and make yourself more confident. Like, you know what? I deserve better than you anyway. That's the attitude that your spirit guides want you to have, because you're just capable of more. And I feel like your spirit guides want you to stop settling for less than what you're capable of. When you start believing and trusting and having faith that you are capable of more, you're going to start seeing more progress. So aim higher. I do see you doing great things and like having lots of opportunities available to you, and like being able to pick and choose among opportunities. But first, what you have to do is like have that confidence and know that you are definitely capable of more than what this job was anyway. There's something more for you. Bigger and better, bigger and greater. We do have 14 minutes left. If there's anything else that you do want to ask, Stephen, from the original 40 minutes. Have my spirit guides been trying to send me signs? Have they been trying to send you signs? Yes. And so I feel like they're trying to send you signs through your emotions, because we have the 10 of Cups and the 4 of Cups reversed. Oh, your dreams have been vivid. Well, I would say especially to pay attention to what the emotions you're feeling in your dreams. That's telling you a lot, right? So whatever you're seeing or encountering in your dream, how is it making you feel? That is where the heart of the message is. They're trying to send you signs to help you understand how to embrace more happiness and how to see the emotional blessings in your life. Kind of how to have more gratitude and like to see that you're already being given the blessing. Sometimes we miss the fact that the blessing is there. I'm pretty good at dream interpretation as well, if there's any dream that you specifically want to tell me about to get insights on. But I would say in general, like I said, focus on what are the emotions. Okay, looks like I went offline and then came back online, so I hope everything's okay. But anyway. Yeah. I feel like they're really wanting you to like appreciate life more and focus on appreciation, which, you know, I was saying this before about something else, but like that's something we have to keep working on. Appreciating, being appreciative, being grateful, right? It's a muscle. We got to keep flexing that muscle. I know I do, because I start, you know, taking things for granted, or not seeing my blessings, or almost sometimes I get afraid of being grateful, because it's like when I get into that gratitude and acceptance, like sometimes the other shoe drops and I'm like, ugh. But it's just like getting back up on the bicycle, feeling grateful, you know, feeling accepting, seeing our blessings. That's primarily what they're trying to talk to you about. I mean, there might be other things as well in these vivid dreams, but I kind of feel like they want you to understand how you can excel with the circumstances and the possessions that you already have. Instead of being in this mindset of when will I have what I need? When will I have the circumstance I need? When will I have the possession that I need, etc.? When will I have the relationship that I need? It's like, see that you already have everything you need to sell forward. So excel with using what you've already got. Whether it's the circumstances you're in, find yourself in a place where you can be grateful for those circumstances and really excel in those circumstances. And then you'll be given more. Kind of like, it makes me think of those cooking shows where you get a little basket of ingredients and you have to make something out of the ingredients. And it might be like, oh, these ingredients don't seem like great ingredients, or they don't seem like they go well together. Life has handed you a basket of ingredients, metaphorically speaking. It's like, these are the circumstances, these are the resources you've got, etc., and so on. Like, what are you going to make out of it, right? You can make something amazing. And that's what your spirit guides are asking you to do. Like, make something amazing out of what life has handed you in this little basket of ingredients. Obviously a metaphor, but you get what I'm going at there. Because I feel like they want you to be happier than what you are. And like you're pretty close to it. But they feel like you deserve to feel even happier and more optimistic and upbeat, and like, you know, waking up in the morning like grateful and happy for a new day, right? I don't know, I struggle with a lot of anxiety and depression, so that's not easy for me, but like sometimes I can get in the flow and feel like that more often, and that's what they're wanting to encourage, is like more of that. Or if you're already feeling that way, like even more, like joie de vie, kind of how they want you to be. And they're trying to help you get there with these signs. So in short, the answer is yes. They have definitely been sending you signs. They have definitely been sending you signs. And I think they feel that you are getting the message too. Like you are understanding it. They're definitely, like whatever your own interpretation of these dreams is, beyond anything that I've said, like you are deciphering it accurately. Like you're getting the message. Even if you feel like a little bit confused or like you're not getting the whole message, like you're getting a lot of it. I would say you're getting the bulk of the message you are already understanding. Yeah, they're saying that you are. And that in some way you're already kind of putting these dream messages to use to improve your life. So I think they're proud of you. You're getting the message, you're applying it. We've got 8 minutes left. I need to drink more water. Too much coffee and soda. Okay. Well, thank you, Stephen. I hope that you enjoyed the reading, and it was a pleasure to have you. Stop back anytime, just either to join in the conversation or to get a reading. Either way is fine. It's wonderful to have you. And I hope the reading helped. I might go take a bathroom break here in just a moment. I'll just leave the stream on. I think I might do that right now, actually. Right meow. There's not a way for me to type something in the chat on my own live chat. Okay. But anyway, I will be right back. If someone comes in and they're confused, someone who's watching now, you can let them know she went to the bathroom. She's going to be right back. have returned. Oh, thank you, Curtie. All right. Maybe I'll get my exercise out of the way while I'm in the live stream. Multitasking. Pumping iron. This is a bit 5 pounds. Oh, it's. I am so strong. I haven't been getting stronger though since I've been using this, because when I first got it, it felt a lot heavier than it currently does. So that's good, right? Gaining strength. Very positive. Very positive. Now it doesn't feel like much. Eventually I'll have to upgrade. I think the next highest weight they have is 8 pounds. Then you can go to 10 or 12 or whatever. I was catching yesterday this YouTube shorts for these guys in England. I think it was England, but they have this spud truck, like a food truck where they sell potatoes, baked potatoes with different toppings. And it's like, the toppings, I guess, I don't know if this is a cultural difference or if it's just this specific food truck who came up with these toppings. Some of it has to be cultural because they've got the beans, you know, like, I know like in England, beans on toast is a big thing. And they can, so they do like beans and cheese on a potato. But also different things like tuna salad and coleslaw. I kind of like the idea of coleslaw on a baked potato, but it's not something I would normally think of. Like in the US with baked potatoes, we do like sour cream and cheese, also butter, of course, like bacon, onions, that type of thing. But they had like curry, and also I know like curry is a big thing in England, different types of curry, but it's not something in the US that would think necessarily to put on a potato, but I don't know. So yeah, beans and cheese was like probably the most common way people were ordering their potatoes on these shorts. I don't know why, it's just watch the most randomest things, but I was like, I think I would get the garlic butter with cheese and coleslaw. The coleslaw looked really good. Very few people were getting the coleslaw, but the tuna salad, I was like, I don't really understand that, especially people would get it combined with different things. Hello, Mara. That is a cute little My Little Pony. That is adorable. It says this is your first super on a live stream. Yay! I'm glad you caught it as well. It's good to hear from you. I'm assuming this means you want to ask a question. see, this would give you 20 minutes. I won't start the timer yet. It's cute. When I was a little girl, I collected the dolls. I don't remember the cartoon being very something that I saw much when I was a kid, but this TV was so different back in the 80s. You know, it's like you had just a few different channels. Maybe they didn't even have a TV show back then and just the dolls, but I remember the little My Little Pony figurines. Okay. And what are you wanting to know about your love life? And I will be glad to look into it for you. I know you've asked me about your love life before. I think you have. But like my memory is not great, which in some ways is great for readings because I'm not just making assumptions based on what I already know, right? I'm opening myself up to be a channel for your spirit guides to speak to you based on what they see. But yeah. What are you wanting to know about your love life? I'm just curious to see whatever comes out. I'm kind of in a complicated situation right now. So, okay. So what is the, at least the first initial of this person that you're in the complicated situation with? Hello, Janvishukla. I need the first name or at least first initial of this person. D. Okay. All right, Spirit Guides, tell us what's going on with Mara and D. Well, both of you are a little bit stressed out, I would say. I mean, the shared energy is the Wheel of Fortune, so that's mostly positive. I think the two of you see that there's a lot of potential here, right? And you both kind of want to invest or capitalize on that potential. You both want to invest in the potential with each other, but you're both kind of stressed out as well. You're here as the Seven of Cups. He is the Ten of Wands. But you both see the potential, I would say. And I think that both of you are kind of like trusting that you should continue to move forward, even though you both are kind of like a little bit overwhelmed sometimes and stressed out. I feel, you know, for one thing, the fact that the both of you still want to move forward, you're both correct. There is more here. There is more potential. And it's like I'm seeing a little candle, you know, like if you had just one little candle in the darkness, that candle doesn't light the way forward very far, but it lights it just enough, right? And so the two of you are both, you have just enough insight, just enough to know like, okay, we should keep moving forward. Let's keep trusting this. Let's keep going forward. I do feel like there's a lot of love here, and the love itself is part of what is, you know, guiding you. It's that candle that's giving you just enough light to light the way to the next few steps. I also feel like basically slow and steady wins the race with you and D, Mara, because you know, like the two of you are creating like a very strong glue. There's a strong emotional glue that holds the two of you together. Like you're becoming more and more securely bonded to each other through time, is what it feels like to me. And I know that the journey is, it's not easy to understand that because we have this Five of Pentacles. It's like, it's been stressful. It's been tough, right? Like the journey to create this strong bond has not been easy, but you're still creating the strong bond. Like that's the important part, you know, like to know that it is worth it. Basically your efforts are productive. The efforts are not easy because it's stressful, but it's worth it. You're gaining ground, you're gaining momentum, you're slowly and steadily creating a solid foundation, a solid structure for this. Yeah, well, you're both stressed out. So Mara's saying he just went through something and we haven't talked in a few weeks, so that's been stressing me out. Janvish Yukla, I'm doing Mara's reading, which she paid for. So there are directions in the description box if you want to pay for a reading, but right now I'm reading for Mara. So yeah, so both of you are stressed out, Mara, because well, I think I've already explained it, but like your spirit guides do want to reassure you that like despite the stress, you're gaining ground. I know it doesn't feel like it if you haven't heard from him in 2 weeks, but that's just what they're saying. They're like, yes, it's not been easy, but it is still productive. Like if you were lifting a very heavy weight, right? Like to use that metaphor, like that's not easy, but like if you do it enough times, like you're building muscles. Like they're saying the two of you are building a strong bond together. You're building a foundation and a structure for your future with each other. Yeah, you're not where you want to go. Like if we think about going from point A, which is where the two of you started from when you first met or whatever, to point B, which is where you want this to be, you're somewhere between point A and point B, right? So that has you feeling sad because it's not, you haven't gotten to a place where you feel that firm foundation underneath this relationship. You haven't experienced it. Things are still not quite put together. And sometimes I think that you fear that things have fallen apart, but I don't think so. I don't think that things have fallen apart. He also fears the same thing. You both have the same fears, basically. Occasionally you both are afraid, like, has it all fallen apart? Is it over? I don't want it to be over. It's a mutual fear that you both have at certain times. So know that you're not the only one having that fear. But the overriding thing is like there is so much love here. The two of you love each other so much. Like that's coming through very strongly. And both of you kind of know. Yeah, I'm totally worried about that. Yeah. So it's okay. I mean, you know, those are, validate those emotions. We all have fears, but like your spirit guides are saying, like both of you are very determined. Both of you kind of know, like, that's the person for me. You both feel that way. Do you both still get scared? And do you both still feel, even if that is the person for me, like, are there still fears? Are there worries? Are there concerns? Yes, there are fears, there are worries, there are concerns. But I feel like both of you have that level of certainty. This is the person for me. But it does feel a little bit, you know, like I said, like you both feel scared that things are not going to work out. But I feel like your spirit guides want you to lean more into faith a little bit and understand that there is going to be a continuation of the journey. You're not, this isn't just going to end abruptly. Even if at moments it feels like it, those are hurdles. That's a great metaphor. When you're running a race, there are hurdles along the way. The hurdle doesn't mean that the race is over and that things have ended. The hurdle means, oh, here's a challenge, here's a difficulty, and I can surmount this. Hello, Ange. We've got about 10 minutes left with Mara, and then I will definitely be getting to your reading. Yeah, but like so much love, like he is so in love with you. Look at that sweetness and that love. Yeah, I feel like your spirit guides would like you to surrender more to that love. And trust, I know that trust, it's easier said than done, but like trust that he really does love you. Like he is such a softie in his heart for you. He has such sweet and loving feelings for you. He loves, there's so much about your personality that he loves. He loves the fact that you are honest. He loves the fact that you're sort of free-spirited and a little bit fiery sometimes. To be honest, it helps him when you are like that, when you're a little bit fiery. Because like when you get passionate, even if you're upset about something, when you show that passion, that's how he knows that you care. It makes him feel a little bit less lost for some reason. Yeah, we get the Two of Cups. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but like the two of you are in love with each other. Like there's a lot of love. A lot of love. Like even when you're apart and not communicating, the love is still here. Right? Oh my goodness. Look at all that kissing. Look at all that smooching. You know, and then we have the Hermit card. So obviously there are these moments of being kind of apart. Yeah, well, I'm glad that it's reassuring. I know it's not easy, you know, when you're not talking to someone or whatever, but like there's so much love regardless. Yeah, you've come up as the Queen and King of Cups. Like, I don't know what else to say, but like you both know that the other person is the right person. Like, you're kind of just trusting your instincts, you're noticing the patterns, whatever it is. You're like, okay, I'm connecting the dots. This is the person for me. I know that we're meant for each other. I almost feel like, you know, there may be moments, these moments when there's a little bit of a pause or less communication. It's kind of like, because you're both wading in emotionally. I talked before about that emotional bond that the two of you are creating, which is a very strong bond, but it gets, you have to sort of like slowly maneuver into that level of emotional bond with someone in order for it to be truly secure. The two of you are creating a very secure emotional bond, but and you're able to weather those moments. You know what I'm thinking of? You know when you do a stitch, like when you're sewing, you stitch back and forth, and that's what creates this strong stitch that holds two pieces of fabric together, is that back and forth motion. So the two of you also have that sort of back and forth. Sometimes you're communicating more, sometimes you're communicating less, because you're wading in. It's also like a tide. The tide comes in, the tide goes out, but like both of those are necessary in order to create this strong bond. Sometimes the two of you need to be talking more. Sometimes it's actually better for that bond that you're creating for the two of you to be stepping back a little bit and talking less. So understand, it's like a zigzag stitch. It's a very securely stitched stitch that's holding the two of you together and creating this strong connection, this strong bond. feel like, you know, you all have a long journey ahead together. And I do feel a sense of kind of like ride or die energy, like the bond that you all are creating, like you're going to get to a point at some point where you feel so secure, like you all will be going on adventures, you'll be going through all types of life circumstances as partners, as people who definitely have each other's back. Okay, when are you going to be talking again? Let me see. Let's see what the timing is for that. I get 3 days. 3 days. And these are the cards. It's a good conversation. I feel like it's an enlightening, informative conversation. It's positive. You're getting some clarity out of it, like a strong burst of clarity, but 3 days. Communication in 3 days with a real strong burst of clarity. What's the clarity about? Clarity about emotions. Learning more about his feelings for you with this conversation. You'll have to come back and let me know if this happens. In 3 days, you get a conversation with him with a strong burst of clarity about how he feels. How he feels, his longing for you, that he's been missing you. Something in this conversation will give you a strong burst of clarity that he's been missing you. So I hope you'll let me know. But that's what I see. We've got about 4 minutes left. So we've got plenty of time if you had anything else to ask about him, but I'm glad that it's reassuring because it really looks like there's so much love here. And it does feel to me like the two of you were really meant to be together. I see so many milestones, again, like just going on journeys. I feel like actual traveling together is something that the two of you will be doing. I see this being a very long-term relationship. Kind of like partners in crime. Like I said, ride or die energy, which is nice. That loyalty, so much loyalty. You all will be very loyal to each other. Okay, he did say that he wanted to talk to me about something before we stopped talking. What did he want to talk about? I think he wanted to talk about how the two of you could work through certain issues with this Five of Pentacles. Like, it's about not giving up. He does not want either of you to give up, even when the going gets tough in this relationship. I mean, the goal of the conversation is for both of you to feel more relaxed and peaceful and content. He wants you both to feel relaxed, peaceful, and content. I think he wants yeah, I mean, kind of to talk about the status of the relationship, wanting the best for the relationship. I mean, basically it would be that. I mean, I can't channel his exact words, but in any case, what the conversation I see in 3 days, I see the strong burst of clarity as well, like about his feelings and the fact that he's been missing you. But he wants to have a talk about the relationship, and it is about not wanting to give up on it, right? Wanting to persevere. All right, we've got a minute left. So it might be time to, we might have time to get in one final question, and then I'm going to move on to Ange. I think, okay, good. I think after Ange, I'm going to kind of end the live stream. That might be a good place to stop. Because we'll be getting, after her reading, let's see, she got, yeah. Aw, thank you, Mara. I really hope that it was helpful. Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad you got to come to the live stream. Yes, it is time for you. I've got 20 seconds left on Mara's, so effectively it's over. So I'm going to restart here. All right. So, Ange, I did see your question already. I haven't started the timer yet. Let me do some clearing here. Some salt. All right, just go ahead and focus your intentions. Think about him. Do some slow breaths in and out, and focus your thoughts on him. All right, and I'm going to start shuffling. If you can give me his initial or first name, that will help as well. Okay, P.I. So I'm just going to do a yes or no spread and say what I see here, you know. So the question is, will you end up with P.I.? Will Ange end up with P.I.? So I am getting more of a yes because I have 2 out of the cards upright. And the further message I'm getting is that, whoops, let me start the timer. The further message I'm getting is that it's actually for the best that it hasn't happened yet. So the two of you, it's like life is still preparing you for that to happen. It isn't time yet. Obviously, I mean, it hasn't happened yet, but they're just kind of saying that's the way that it's meant to be. What else can you tell us about this connection? If you have other specific questions, don't be afraid to jump in and interrupt and type them in. But I'm just going to go ahead and like kind of get deeper into this connection with him and see what else we could know. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. I do feel a sort of destiny or fate between the two of you. So it makes sense that you have had this prediction. I think you said something about something that you saw in dreams as well. Oh, you had a vision that he would give me the peace I'm looking for. Yeah, there is definitely a sort of destiny or fate at hand here, I think, between the two of you. And that is not something that I say very often. I'm not sure if I've ever said that. Maybe I have, but like it's usually, you know, most of our lives are free will, but I do feel like there's a destiny or fate between the two of you. Let's learn more about that. Well, I feel like the destiny or fate is that the two of you are meant to adult together, you know, like this is a relationship. It's like taking the plunge with this 10 of Swords, taking the plunge into a shared experience of adulthood, right? Like when two people get married, they settle down, they like get a house. It's like that type of energy with this King of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles, like settling down, doing things the way that you know most people do. Like the two of you will do that, and you're meant to be doing that together, like going through that type of life together. The marriage, the house, the normal expected things, right? You're just, the two of you are destined to go through that journey together. And why? Because I feel that it's like the two of you are going to be living this quote unquote normal life, but I don't know, it's just destined. I feel like the Tower card is just the finger of God, the hand of God, saying the two of you are meant to be together. Is there a why beyond that? It's really just like Star-Crossed Lovers isn't the right. It's just destined. The two of you are destined to build your life together. I don't know. Anything else that you can tell her about why this is the guy, or it's just destined because it's destined? What is it? I just kind of feel like that it's if the hand fits the glove, if the glove fits the hand, it's like the two of you are just compatible. You're just the right person. You are soulmates or whatever. Like you're just meant to be together. I feel like for one thing, you can really be yourselves with each other. You can be yourself. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to say about it. But I mean, the answer is yes, and it's because it is definitely destined and fated, and the two of you are just meant to be. Like you're just compatible. You can be yourselves with each other. How might this play out? Will we even marry? I don't know him. Okay, let me see what the journey is like. All right, let's see. Well, it starts off with that certainty. You have, so it's like you having this certainty that he's the one that you're ending up with, but then with that space between the certainty and when it actually happens, allows you to come to terms with it in your heart and with your mind beforehand. It's almost like it prepares you for it. So it was good that you knew this beforehand because it allows you to be prepared for it within your heart and mind before it happens. And for you, I think you needed that in some way to be able to be prepared for it beforehand like this. Okay, let me try to understand the cards here. I'm not trying to ignore what you're writing, but I'm trying to pick up what the answer that we're in the process of answering, which is how it will come about. The reason that it has been predicted is that it will be easier for you to navigate once it actually starts happening. I think basically, He's never forgotten about you. So that's one thing. Are they going to, like, is circumstances going to bring them back into each other's lives, or is he going to reach out, or something else? I feel like there will be some sort of circumstance that brings the two of you back into each other's lives, Ange. And I mean, so let's look at the timing. Like, what is the timing? Is it 3 years from now, or less, or more? 2 years, or less, or more? Well, I don't know. It could be anywhere from 2 to 4 years. I don't feel like I'm getting a specific time more than that. Like, sometimes timing isn't as easy to, like, highlight exactly, but somewhere between 2 and 4 years, I think you're just going to be brought back into each other's lives in some way. And once that happens, it will still take him a while. Like, once you're brought back into each other's lives, I think it'll still take him a while to sort of work up the courage to kind of like ask you out and pursue you, but then he will. And once he does that, I think I see it kind of moving ahead at a slow and steady pace. Okay, now let me see what you wrote. I spoke to the psych and asked her if it is him, as she said things can change, so I became confused. He approached me and I doubted it, so didn't speak with him and ran away. That's probably why you need this time to prepare yourself, because you have that sort of skittish, shy energy around him. So that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think that this gives you time to sort of build up your confidence in the meantime, like, but the two of you will be brought back together, and he will pursue you. It's just he also has to build up his confidence, you know, once life does bring the two of you back together. Yeah, I mean, the only way that we will know for sure how our lives are going to turn out is to live it. You know what I mean? Like, some things are destined, and sometimes we can have prophecies that do come true, but like, we also have to be realistic and like be grounded and just live our lives, you know, as they're happening, and be open to what might happen. But I do feel that the two of you will come back together and be together. But you know what? We're only going to know when we get there, right? So be open to life and try to stay grounded. To be open-minded and grounded, that's the advice to you. And to work on your confidence about him, you know, like, so when he does come back into your life, you're going to be more confident. You're not going to be running away when he tries to speak with you, for example. But most important is like to be open to all that life offers, because there's so much available to us in life. You have a whole life. There's a whole world out there, right, of experience. And let's say this doesn't happen for 2 to 4 more years. Like, there's so much you can be doing with your life. So just because something may be destined to happen to you in the future, you still have a present, and the present is the gift. So stay grounded and stay open to life. All right. All right. Hajira, thank you so much. It says, I've given up on love these days. Just be interested to see what the cards say about my life. Okay. About your love life? That's a bit of a confusing question. You've given up on love, so are you wanting to ask about love, or are you saying you definitely don't want to ask about love because you've given up on it? And this is going to be my last. Can someone please put in the live chat, she's not accepting any more readings? That would really help me, because it won't let me type into my own live chat, and I don't know why. If I had a laptop, it would. I don't know why it won't let me on my phone. And Yeah, I don't know how to type into it. Someone type in, she is not accepting any new readings. Hajira, about my life in general. If love comes up, then that's good. Thank you. Okay. All right. Ah, well, maybe it'll be something like that that will bring the two of you back together. Thank you, Ange. All right, Hajira, let me focus on your energy. And, use our little pigeon feather here to clear. I'm getting into Hajira's energy here. First of all, the fact that I felt called to pick up the pigeon feather, this is a really positive omen. It's about blessings. It's about feeling at home, feeling a sense of belonging in a way. That I am where I belong and I belong where I am. Thank you, Hajira. You have an ex that is a friend only. I mean, if you're wanting to ask about this person, just go ahead and ask about them. You know, I will need to know. See, I'm getting mixed signals from you, Hajira. It's like you say you don't want to necessarily ask about love unless it comes up, but then you keep hinting about it. Makes me think that you do want to ask about love. I mean, the reading is here to be what you want it to be. So if you want to ask about this ex, we can. I live in the family home. Okay, that's nice. Well, it's a very good omen, the pigeon feather. Okay. So I'm just going to go with what you originally said, unless you have a specific question about you feel very disillusioned with love. Well, that happens. Let's just see what your spirit guides have to say about your life. We have the Princess of Wands. Like, I do feel like you're meant to be doing something new, like opening doors, embracing new opportunities. You would be very successful with that. Or if that's something that you're already doing, then they're applauding you. You know, you being single is actually the best thing for you right now with this Princess of Wands, because it gives you so much freedom to do, like, you know, whatever you want with life. If you want to flirt with someone, you can flirt with someone. If you want to talk to someone, you can talk to someone. But this is also just, you know, separate from anything romantic. Like, this is about you really going out there and embracing life. I feel like doing new things is important for you. Broadening your horizons. Yes, you're ready for some new things. Yeah. I feel like your spirit guides are also ready for you to try some new things, to go out there and spin the wheel of fortune. Do something new. You'll most likely like it. Because when we spin the wheel of fortune, it usually lands on something positive. Occasionally it will land on something negative, but it's usually something that is positive. I also feel like what they're saying with you is that you're not necessarily meant to follow the well-trodden path. You're meant to create your own path in life instead of going about life the way that everyone else does. And that is a less easy path to go down, because it is new in all senses, right? I do see, though, that you will be very prosperous in life, like paving your own trail, going your own way, going down the path that is not the usual path in life, creating your own path. I feel like I've already said that. Like, you're going to create really good, substantial wealth for yourself here. And I feel like also I see you having the opportunity to give back, like to pay it forward. You know, like you're going to be making money, and I see you being able to use that money to help other people in some way. Like you're giving back to others through the blessings that you've been able to create for yourself. And I feel like this is something that's going to be giving you a sense of joy. And confidence. And I do see you being someone like embracing leadership ability. Yes, very important to help others. Yeah. Like I see this being a very important aspect of your life, actually. Something where you may even create an organization or some sort of project or something, but like it's not just that you're donating money to a good cause. I feel like you are actively in some sort of leadership role, you know, creating an organization, designing projects that help people, something along those lines, like being a very active humanitarian. Because I feel like, again, you're going to have a lot of wealth, but the wealth in and of itself doesn't give you happiness. It's you being able to make other people happy and lift other people's spirits, give other people a sense of warmth. That's what is making you happy. I'm very shy in many ways, but I need to grow. In my 50s now. Well, it's never too late. I think your spirit guides want you to accept yourself exactly as you are. Like, it isn't about like changing and becoming an entirely different person, you know? They're saying like you are exactly who you are supposed to be. Yes, of course we all want to grow and like evolve, but like there are certain aspects of who we are, which is just who we are, right? And like self-acceptance is key. I feel like they are telling you that the best thing that will change you is self-acceptance. That's where you will see yourself grow and evolve the most, is through an active practice of self-acceptance and understanding how valuable and how much you have. Not that you have to give, but also that you already have given. Like you've done so much. You've already given so much. Yes. Well, they're congratulating you for working on that self-acceptance. And they want to encourage you to continue to do that. Because that's the thing. The more you do the self-acceptance, the more you will actually see yourself blossoming. And it's like watering a flower, putting a flower in the sunlight, you know, like that self-acceptance is giving you the food and the nourishment you need to blossom. Yeah, I'm glad that it's helping. Again, we have that energy of like doing something new, going on some new sort of journey or having some new experience is like really, really important to you. They are really enforcing that. And I know you said that to me, it almost feels like an actual trip or a journey. So like maybe planning some sort of vacation or travel, even if it's a short journey, it doesn't have to be some like huge, you know, takes multiple days to get there, or you don't even have to take a plane or anything, but like some sort of journey. Go somewhere you've never been, even in your same city or town. Like go to a place that you've never been to, maybe a new restaurant that you've never been to. I don't know. Go to a park that you've never been to. They want you to do that. Yeah, very strong. Why do you want her to do this? I think that they want you to challenge your shyness a little bit. Yes, you're ready to travel. I know that this kind of goes against what I was saying. Like, accept yourself as someone who is shy, but don't be so shy that you take away opportunities from yourself. Like traveling is an opportunity that you should take advantage of. And you can do this traveling in a way that allows yourself to feel comfortable. You know, you don't have to talk to people any more than you want to if you're feeling shy, but like, don't allow the shyness to get in the way of you taking advantage of an opportunity that you should take. Like, you can travel to a new place and still like just sit by yourself. You know what I mean? Like, it's totally okay to introvert. I'm shy inwardly, if that makes sense. Yeah, and like, if you need to be introspective, like, I don't know, travel to a new place and just do your own thing there. Like, that's totally legitimate, you know? Yeah. I feel like they're saying like even planning the travel is going to be good for your energy and like give you a nice energy boost, but they do also want you to follow through and actually do it. I get tired fast. I get it. Well, if you're an introvert or something, then like could be you get tired because you're around people or there's too much stimulation or something like that, but timer's about ready to go off. But yeah, like prepare, maybe when you're planning this travel or this trip, whatever you're going to do, it could even, maybe you're going to go to a museum in your own city that you haven't been to before. But plan, give yourself ideas beforehand about how you can navigate the fact that you get tired. You know, are there going to be places where you can go to rest and rejuvenate? But yeah, I see it being really good for you. All right. Well, I hope that that was helpful. I think that that was the time that we had. Purchased a 10-minute. Yeah. It was wonderful to have you. Thank you to everyone who showed up in the live stream today. I'm sending lots of love, many blessings and well wishes to all of you and to anyone else who's watching this later. All right. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to head on out now, but I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.